Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Thanks to you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Thanks to you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school sports.
fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is game time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Central Christian High School for tonight's Hoosier Holiday Classic matchup. It'll be Purdue Poly North and Central Christian. Purdue Poly coming in at 2-4 on the season. The Chargers of Central Christian looking for their first win of the year. They come into this one tonight at 0-6. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by the Morales Group. Building better futures one story at a time. Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else for delicious food? Burner Electric, providing quality electrical services in central Indiana. Boilermaker Local 374, we're second to none in quality and performance. Clean Slate, inspired innovation that moves business forward. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. And by the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Watch the best Division III basketball on HCAC.tv, where you always have a front row seat. This is one of several games, Coach, that are being played here at Central Christian High School. It's always fun. The holiday tournaments came back over the last couple of years, and people are having these all over the state of Indiana. And tonight for Central Christian, we'll talk more about them in depth here in a moment. They would love to get a win here tonight in advancing this tournament.
Absolutely, especially when you're the home team in a holiday tournament. You want to get that first victory, get off to a nice start, and head into tomorrow with having a little success. And as you said, it's been a tough start for them, but they're an extremely young team, and they got a bright future ahead of them.
Well, let's start first off with the Lynx of Purdue Poly. Clay Taylor in his first year. Again, we're talking about a team that's off to a 2-4 start. They've lost their last three, and Phelan Academy kind of took them apart in their last game, 91-22. But when you look up and down the roster, they do have some guys who can play the game. We'll talk about them as we go throughout the night. So you really can't fall asleep on them here this evening.
No, I think they're a capable team at this level. And talking to Coach Taylor, he really stressed that for him tonight it was going to be turnovers And one big reason for that, and you'll point this out later in the broadcast, they're without 2 of their top ball handlers and scorers. So he's got some young kids he's going to bring in and give some opportunity to play tonight. And then the other thing he really felt like was massive for them was winning on the boards tonight. So he wants to see his kids come out and really block out their shooters and have strong closeouts and blockouts, and he thought that was the key for them to have success.
Well, we see so many games at this level where the turnover plays such a big factor, and I think, like you said a little bit ago, Purdue Poly's going to have to really take care of the basketball tonight. The one thing you don't want to do is take a team lightly that comes into this one at 0-6.
Oh, no, absolutely not, especially with their all freshmen except for the one kid. So you know every game they're just getting a little bit better and a little more experience and a little bit more confident. And even though they haven't found the victory column yet, they've been competitive in some games. So they're getting close. They're getting real close.
You know, one thing about Purdue Poly, you mentioned Dan White won't play tonight, one of their leading scorers. You're also without T.J. Harris, a very talented freshman. And so now you're walking into this game with a little bit of a different lineup. You'll have Nick Hill coming in, and Nathan Mahone will be at some point maybe playing tonight, but now your whole rotation's a little bit off.
Okay, according to Coach Taylor, those kids are going to have to play some minutes tonight. He indicated he would hope maybe not big minutes, but they're going to have to play some minutes for him being down those 2 kids.
The other question is who takes up that scoring slack when you figure that those 2 kids combined are around 15, 16 points per game. Now somebody else has got to step up.
Which is about half of their total. So for a head coach, that's kind of a scary situation, especially when you're planning on handing the keys to the car to freshmen. So somebody will get an opportunity, though, and sometimes this is when kids earn more playing time. They get that first opportunity. They shine a little brighter under the big lights, and you never know. Sometimes it becomes a positive for your team long term.
All right, when we come back, we'll talk about the Chargers, where they stand coming into this one here tonight, hosting this tournament, and some very, very good teams here tonight. They're going to have to play well this evening. We'll talk about the Chargers coming up next right here on IndianaSRN.
To you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Welcome back here to Central Christian, where the Chargers looking for their first win of the season. When you look at the games they played this year, they have struggled. Other than the Providence Cristo Rey game, they have struggled. They played Thrival Indy Academy pretty well, but those other games, and again, I must remind everybody, and this is a team full of freshmen. It's hard to win at any level when you're playing a bunch of freshmen.
Yeah, and all 3 of their leading scorers are freshmen. They only have 1 sophomore on their roster, so it's obviously an uphill battle for Coach Kenny, but you know what? It's only going to give more and more experience to those kids and more opportunities, and they'll continue to grow, and they'll be able to grow together, too, which will be fun for Coach Kenny moving forward.
And that's the key. If you can keep this group together for the next 3 years after this year, you go back and look at all the wars they've been through, that when they become juniors and seniors, you can build off all of this.
Oh, absolutely. And for a coach, that's an exciting thing. Like you said, if you can keep the roster together and keep these kids growing together, that's an exciting thing for a coach to see that development. And you could even we've done in the past, you can go back and show some film and say, look, guys, look how much you've improved, and kind of build that confidence as you go.
They, by the way, are only scoring 36 points per game. On the other side, Purdue Poly only at 39 points per game. I don't know that we're going to anticipate a ton of points tonight, but the one thing you pointed out to me about this Charger team, they'll get up and down the floor, and they love to chuck the 3.
They love to shoot the 3. In fact, they've shot about 30 more 3s during the season so far than 2s, Troy, which is a pretty outstanding number for the season. But when you consider they don't have a single kid on their roster over 6'1", you got to kind of play to your strengths, and so I kind of get why Coach Kenny's playing that style with these guys.
And then, of course, when you talk about size, that means rebounding will be a factor here tonight, too.
Absolutely, and long rebounds. We saw that when they played Providence Cristo Rey. They have to do Purdue Poly's got to do a really good job of closing out those shooters and blocking them out, because there's a lot of long rebounds off those three-point shots.
By the way, last game out for Central Christian, they lose to Horizon Christian 76-31. The last time out we mentioned for Purdue Poly, they ended up losing to Phelan Academy 91-22. Purdue Poly averaging 39.3 points per game. They're giving up 67.2. On the other side, 36.3 points per game tonight for Central Christian, and they're giving up 65.5 points per game. So, again, both teams looking to get back on the winning side of things. Purdue Poly losing their last 3, and for Central Christian, they've lost the first 6 games of the year. Let's go to our public address announcer for tonight's starting lineups.
We want to welcome Purdue Poly North. They'll be the guest team on the scoreboard, and Central Christian Academy will be your home team. We do want to welcome some guests here tonight. IndianaSRN will be telecasting the game. We thank them for that. We also want to welcome Know Your Baller tonight. They have a display table to the right side of the gym. Please see Chris if you want any goodies throughout the tournament. We also want to welcome Barclay College here. We'll have some information from Barclay College here at the table as well. Let's all stand. We're just going to have a word of prayer, and then we'll have the starting lineups for tonight's game.
Prayer and then starting lineups.
Let's pray. God, we thank you for life. We thank you for health. We thank you for our families. We thank you for the season of Christmas. We thank you for Jesus and what he did at the cross. Lord, we just pray for this game tonight, Purdue Poly and Central Christian Academy, the game be safe, that we show great sportsmanship. Thank you for all the teams that are here to participate. We pray to be hospitable to our guests. Lord, we just thank you for the opportunity to serve and to work for these teams. We pray for our officials tonight, and that you give them energy, good eyes, they call the game. And again, let's show good sportsmanship. In the name of Jesus, amen. And now the starting lineup for tonight's game.
Hard. By the way, I want to remind you tonight's game brought to you in part by Officially Human. Thanks to today's officials for their dedication and hard work. Without them, we don't play. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. Sportsmanship is everyone's job. Now the starting lineups.
Number 24, Stephen Garcia. Number 23, Alex Murphy. Number 2, Lucas Rodriguez. Number 13, Nathan Mahal. And number 1, Seth Vincent. And now, introducing your Central Christian Academy, Harper. Number 11, Tyler Henry. Number 4, Josiah Riggins. And number 2, Hudson Miller. And number 23, Brandon Davis. And number 10, Jordan Burton.
Well, we have the starters for this one here tonight. Coach will talk about keys to this one. We kind of pointed out some of the things a little bit in the pregame, but now we're ready to go into the lights here in this one.
Yeah, for Purdue Poly, they got to win the turnover battle. Coach Taylor made a big emphasis on that. Their guards have to do a nice job rebounding, and Coach Taylor really wants to see his team be more physical than they've been early in the season. And for Central Christian, they got to make the three-point ball. They shoot a lot of them, and they need some of those to go in tonight, and then they need to see some offensive rebound production, and then some ball pressure, turn their defense into easy and early offense.
After the jump ball, we have, guess what, a tie-up. That means we will try it one more time. For the Chargers, it'll be Braylon Davis, number 23. Tip will be won by Central Christian, and they'll have the basketball first. Josiah Riggins, we mentioned earlier, this is a pretty much freshman-dominated team. Riggins drives and scores, and we're off to a 2-0 start, Chargers.
Give Riggins credit, took that straight to the front of the rim. Purdue Poly's got to do a better job stepping over and stopping dribble penetration there.
And you'll see that Central Christian will open up in a man-to-man defense. Ball loose. First turnover for Purdue Poly. Chargers on the run the other way, and the ball's going to be blocked out of bounds. We'll stay right here. It'll be Charger basketball. Well, we mentioned turnovers could be a big factor here tonight. I know that we've done some games this year where a team even has turned the ball over 30 sometimes and they win the game, but that's very rare.
That is very rare, yes.
Good look here at Davis. Davis dribbling into the double team, now picks up that dribble, and then the ball's going to be almost knocked out of bounds but saved. It'll be a turnover for Central Christian. That is their first. Back the other way, three-pointer is on the way, and good. So Purdue Poly gets on the board and leading this one now 3-2. This is the third of 3 games today. We'll have one more game after this one tonight, and then a bevy of games tomorrow. And we've got a foul call that'll go against Purdue Poly, or will it be? Yep, it will be Purdue Poly on the foul. By the way, that last three-pointer made by Purdue Poly will get the number of the gentleman. It was number 2, actually, that made that last bucket, Ferrugia. That is his first points of the night. So we'll stay at 3-2 after that last missed shot.
Central Christian's in a 2-3 zone right now, Troy. They're just extending out on the guards a little bit. It kind of makes it appear like it's a man-to-man, but it's a 2-3 zone.
Turnover each way. And we've got another foul call on this one. So each team now with 2 turnovers here in the first couple of minutes of play. By the way, I noticed the scoreboard I don't think is giving us the foul and who the foul is on. We do have total team fouls, but a lot of times we can't tell who they're calling it on. Here's a 3 on the way. That one's going to be missed badly. Ferrugia with a rebound. Here is Ferrugia again for another 3-shot. The air ball, the offensive rebound, put back good. The rebounding we talked could really be a big difference tonight. Is Alex Murphy able to put that one back in?
Yeah, and usually sometimes off those shots that are missed, air ball like that, those are difficult rebounds to corral, so that's a really good job by Murphy.
Yeah, you're looking for the ball to bounce at least off the rim, and the next thing you know, it hits you. Foul against Purdue Poly, that'll be Murphy picking up the foul. That is team foul number 2 now on Purdue Poly. Entry pass will find Riggins. Ball on the floor and bodies on the floor as well. We have a jump ball, and the possession arrow will go to Purdue Poly.
Absolutely. Great hustle by Purdue Poly right there. Coach Taylor's got to be real happy with their start to this first quarter. He's got kids diving on the floor, getting deflections. Really good start for them defensively. He talked about being more physical, and so far they're winning that battle.
So it'll be Lynx basketball here in period number 1. Welcome again to the Hoosier Holiday Classic here on IndianaSRN. Ferrugia for 3 once again, missed it. Great offensive rebound underneath by Murphy, but then he throws it away.
Couldn't tell if he was trying to kick that out or if he just mishandled it or what there, but that was really good offensive rebound and just some bad execution.
Miller drives down the lane. Ball was tipped out of his hands, and then he lost it. They're going to say it's off, though, Purdue Poly. By the way, if you don't know, there are 2 different Purdue Polys. There's a Purdue Poly North, and then there's a Purdue Poly Inglewood.
Inglewood, correct.
Ball thrown inside. It goes out of bounds, and that'll be a turnover for Central. That's their 4th here in the first quarter. We talked about the freshmen and how difficult it is to win with freshmen. You being in the coaching ranks for many years, you know that you want to bring them along slowly. Even if they're pretty good, you know that it's a different game at the varsity level.
Absolutely. Best case scenario, you keep all your freshmen together at the freshman level, unless you just have an outstanding player. And we've had those through the years on teams I've coached, but most of the time you want to keep them together. Sometimes you move up JV, but generally that's your best case scenario to having a good program.
Another turnover there for Purdue Poly. That'll be their 4th. Chargers back the other way, and then a steal from behind. 5th turnover for Central Christian. Lynx back the other way. Well, we mentioned that Nathan Mahone in the starting lineup as Ferrugia misses the 3. And by the way, for Nathan Mahone, he was not listed on the roster to begin the the ball game. But then with so many different changes, we have a foul on the floor. They may get Murphy for number 2. But with so many different changes, we actually, before the game, got a list of all the different number changes, and it was completely different.
Yeah.
So they've gone through a lot of changes.
They had some issues. And like I said, when Coach Taylor communicated that this afternoon, that he was really kind of unsure how it was going to go, but he was going to have to look at some freshmen and bring some guys up to fill those roster spots.
With that second foul on Murphy into the ballgame, Micah Robinson, partial block. Good defense there by Steven Garcia. And so Central Christian halfway through this opening quarter still with just 2 points. Here's Ferrugia for 3. Missed it. Long rebound, Chargers on the run. This is Riggins. And Riggins. Here's Perry in the baseline. Perry, pull-up shot on the way, good. Kyler Perry, the 5'11 freshman, gets his first 2.
And they've yet to attempt a three-point field goal so far, so they're getting a little different looks than they normally do.
3 back the other way is missed. Offensive rebound by Bacon. He'll kick out. This 3 is way off the mark. Ball loose on the floor. Chargers basketball off the miss there by Nathan Mahone. And this jump ball will go over to the Chargers. Which is a surprise. You mentioned, again, with no three-pointers, we were kind of expecting them to really get up and just start shooting the thing.
But we also haven't mentioned yet their leading scorer, Central Christian's leading scorer, is out tonight as well, too, and he takes a lot of their shots. So that could be why they're playing a little bit different style.
So, again, with a couple of players out, there's another turnover. Steal back the other way, and the layup at the other end by Seth Bacon, his first 2. That is now 6 turnovers by the Chargers. Mentioned that's one of the keys here tonight with the young basketball team. Falling to the floor on the dribble is Hudson Miller. And I think they've got a timeout. Take a look at this steal here.
Yeah, just great outside hand deflection, and then after that he just beats them all back down the court for the easy 2.
Just a 30-second timeout on this one. Want to remind you that tonight's game brought to you in part by Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. If you're looking for great food for breakfast or lunch, make sure you check out Tam's. They specialize in baked goods, and they have daily specials. They're open Wednesday through Sunday, 8 until 2. Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe, located at 6427 Oaklandon Road in Indianapolis. So far, Ferrugia with 3 points, Bacon with 2, Murphy with 2 on the other side, Riggins and Perry with 2 points each. You can kind of tell, Coach, that Central Christian, without the leading scorer, 2 of their leading scorers, they're going to have a difficult time just trying to find a way to generate some offense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're going to have to find some points from places they haven't come from so far this year.
Under 3 minutes here in this opening period of play. It'll be Charger basketball. Double teamed on the sideline. Ball loose on the floor. Scramble for it. Chargers come up with it. Lob pass inside. Shot fake. Got the defenders in the air. Riggins will go to the line for 2.
Real nice pass there from Perry to see over all that defense and find Riggins underneath. And then a good shot fake by Riggins to draw the contact.
That is now 4 team fouls. And again, with the new rules this year, once you get to 5, you shoot the 2. There's no more 1-and-1. And here is Riggins at the line. He has 3. By the way, if you get an opportunity, all the scores and everything going on with high school basketball in this holiday season, we'll have all those results here on IndianaSRN on the sports page, as that ball will go out of bounds on the baseline. It'll stay here with the Lynx. And they will inbound the basketball. Wide open 3 from the corner is going to be missed, and the rebound there by Miller.
Yeah, Coach Kenny's getting exactly what he wants from Purdue Poly's offense. They're just chucking 3-point shots. They're not trying to get the ball into the paint, looking to reverse the ball, dump it down. So far, that zone defense has worked.
How about the floater there by Hudson Miller?
Yeah, the Lynx need to look to penetrate the ball here, look to get something in the high post. Probe this defense a little bit more than just passing around the perimeter and shooting the 3 ball.
Well, right now they're pretty much 4 out, 1 in, and there's another turnover by Purdue Poly, and they give it right back.
Yeah.
Wow. Is the giving season for sure, but you want to, at this time, Coach, you don't want to be the giving team. We all want to be nice, yes, but not that nice.
No. Extra possessions are killers. You don't want those as a basketball coach. You want to limit the turnovers and offensive rebounds that limit the extra possessions for your opponent.
Tied at 7, under 2. By the way, they haven't started the clock yet. So we're going to get some free basketball right here. Turnover once again by Central Christian. And a drive the other way, offensive foul. We must be playing international basketball where they don't start the clock until you get a couple of plays up and down the court.
I didn't know that rule, Troy.
Yeah, brand new to everybody. Nice way to take the charge.
Yeah, he stood right in there. He slid over number 23, I believe. Yeah, number 23 slid over there and took that right in the chest.
Braylon Davis. They will reset the clock, we understand, because we had at least 15 seconds of play going right there. Darian Brunson will check in now for Purdue Poly. Well, now they're going to leave it at 1:45.
Yeah, and there's no free throws on that last foul, Troy, because that's a player control foul on the charge there, so that's why the Chargers weren't rewarded free throws.
So Chargers basketball, three-pointer is on the way, in and out by Perry, and rebounded underneath by Garcia. We've been stuck here for a little while, and there's another turnover. That's number 7. I don't know about you, Coach, but when you see basketball a long time, you begin to wonder sometimes, I think a lot of teams do, but a lot of teams don't seem to value the basketball the way they really should.
I agree with that from some of the games that we've seen this year, and also a lot of it's just experience. The freshmen, they're young, and their feet move faster than their brain.
Down the lane, basket good by Josiah Riggins. He now has 5. And how about Central Christian leading by 2?
Absolutely. And I think sometimes they just don't have a real solid plan with what they want to do with the ball. They're just kind of playing, and that leads to some bad decisions.
Garcia missed that 3 badly. Ball tipped out of bounds, and I believe the Chargers are going to turn it over again, so that'll be number 8 for them. Got some changes coming in. We'll try to pick those changes up. Here's that play by Riggins.
Second time he's gotten right to the front of the rim and scored, so that's something they can rely on maybe as this game goes on, get Riggins more opportunities downhill to get the bucket.
So 54.8 seconds to go. Here in what would be considered now a relatively low-scoring first quarter of play. Here's Bacon with the basketball, an immediate 3-shot and missed. Offensive rebound attempt, not there. We'll head the other way. Chargers basketball. Good look at Perry, and the ball loose. There's number 9. Purdue Poly, will they play for one? It appears to be unlikely. Ferrugia gives it up. In the ball game, Micah Robinson, as he gave up the basketball to Bacon, shot it, missed. The drive and the miss by Mahone. And here come the Chargers. 15 seconds to go. Coast to coast the other way. Layup good by Hudson Miller. One last attempt, perhaps right here. Purdue Poly from 3, and that's going to actually be a 2. He was on the line right there. Shot was missed by Micah Robinson. We're at the end of 1. Central Christian leads it by 4.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Back here at Central Christian, 1 quarter in the books. Purdue Poly with 7 turnovers, 9 turnovers by Central Christian. Purdue Poly basketball to begin period number 2. Fadeaway jumper on the baseline is an air ball. Mahomes couldn't get it to fall. Ball goes out of bounds, and they will say it will go over to the Chargers. Kind of an interesting call there.
Yeah. It appeared that it went off of a Purdue Poly player, but obviously the official has a much better viewpoint than we do.
So now Central Christian basketball press put on here by Purdue Poly. How will Central Christian handle this? Miller got it across the timeline. Here's Davis. The drive down the lane, floater off the glass, good. There's Riggins once again. He now has 7.
Mm-hmm. Good call from Coach Kenny there. He sees that that's working, and he goes right back to it.
Purdue Poly with the turnover and then a foul back the other way. They may have gotten Alex Murphy. If they did, I believe that's his 3rd. And Murphy will have to come out of the ball game. Back into the lineup will be Steven Garcia. So Murphy's going to be sitting for a while.
Yep, he will probably for the rest of this half, unless Coach feels like the game's getting away from him a little bit and wants to put him back in.
6-point lead here for the Chargers, and that's a pass that is really tough to catch, and so 10 turnovers. Seven points by Purdue Poly in that first quarter. They really struggled shooting. We'll talk more about their percentages at halftime.
Well, they were 1 for 12 from 3 in that first quarter, Troy. That's not a recipe for winning.
Mahomes will drive and get fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. This will be their first trip to the free throw line tonight.
Much better offensive possession. They got the ball, drove baseline, got his shoulders square, shot fake, drew contact. I think Coach Taylor during that timeout might have had a conversation about how many three-point shots they've taken.
They're okay if they go in.
Oh, sure.
Mahomes gets his first points. I believe that last foul they got on Braylon Davis. Second free throw is good, so Mahomes does his job.
And they continue to press here, man-to-man press.
And turnover. That's number 11. Entry pass down low, nothing there. Back to Bacon. Here's Mahomes. Skip pass, dangerous pass. But Robinson is there, and a foul call against the Chargers, I do believe. See if they got 23 again. If they did, Davis just picked up his second.
Coach Kenny being pretty emphatic there with 23 Davis about trying to dribble the ball instead of just going down with 2 hands and grabbing it and securing the possession.
See right there, the 2-3 zone still in effect. Another missed 3, and that'll be a double dribble. Boy, I tell you what, you come out on the run with that, you better put it on the floor and go. And Hudson Miller, the 12th turnover.
Just got a little ahead of himself. Just got to slow down a little bit.
Probably part of that is they want to, if they get out on the dribble, beat that press, right?
Absolutely. They're trying to get it before they can set up their defense. There they got the ball in the high post. Attempted to drop it down, just wasn't a very good pass.
We're going to go coast to coast the other way, and a whistle and a foul. We'll have a 2-shot foul here for Central Christian. That will put Braylon Davis at the line. Take another look at it. More than once we have seen Central Christian go coast to coast.
Oh, yeah, they get it out and go pretty quick. And they don't really advance it with the pass much. They pretty much, the guy that gets it just kind of leads the break, and it's been successful for him.
Davis getting on the board for the first time. And each team actually shooting the free throw pretty well. I haven't been there a whole lot so far tonight, but 3 of 4 for Central Christian, 2 of 2 for Purdue Poly. Drive down the lane. Shot is going to be short. Robinson can't get it to go. The kick out, the shot missed from 3. Robinson again in the corner. Another shot, an air ball. And right now Purdue Poly cannot find the 3. Here's Mahone. Entry pass back to Mahone with the left hand. Got it to go.
That was a really good offensive possession. They stayed after it. Yeah, they missed some threes, but they got 2 offensive rebounds, and they finally paid it off with that pass. to Mahone.
Foul call against Garcia. He picks up a foul at around midcourt. Each team now 3 for Purdue Poly, 2 fouls by Central Christian.
Yeah, just a nice little dump down pass to 13. It acted like it was going to come off there, Troy, but it hung on and fell.
Charger basketball. In the lane, good look at Riggins, and then he turns it over. 13 turnovers now by Central Christian. Here's a deep 3 on the way. That's going to be missed badly, but an offensive rebound put back no good as Garcia couldn't get it off the missed shot. As Central Christian quickly back the other way, the shot is going to go out of bounds off the miss by Kyler Perry. And I tell you what, though, it's not they're getting bad looks here, Coach. It's just way off the mark, and now we'll get an injured player. I think this might be Riggins. If they lose him, he is their leading scorer with 7.
I think you're right.
We'll take a timeout, 15-11 Central Christian.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Well, apparently the injured player Josiah Riggins is okay, but he will go to the bench, and they'll see that he can perhaps get back in the ballgame at some point. That'll be big for them because, again, their leading scorer with 7. This is Bacon with the basketball, the entry pass, and the layup good inside. Nice move there by Garcia, his first 2.
Like a zone press here, a little 1-2-2-1.
Ball tipped in the air, nearly turned over, or is a jump ball called right here. Possession arrow will stay with the Chargers. And looks like we're going to get a timeout here by Central Christian, leading it by 2.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
It'll be Central Christian basketball 15-13 here in period number 2 as part of this Holiday Classic. Floater on the way is a miss as Braylon Davis off the mark will head the other way, and Purdue Poly trying to run the floor. Fadeaway shot in and out, no good by Mahone. One and done this time for the Lynx. Charger basketball, the drive, shot on the way, good. How about Hudson Miller with 6?
How about that runner, Troy? That was a nice-looking move for Miller.
Back to 4. Mahone nearly traveled with it. And then the bad pass that time by Bacon, and the turnover threw it right at the feet of his teammate. That'll be number 11 now for Purdue Poly. Take a look at this one again.
Yeah, just crossed over, went down, got a little right-handed runner in the lane.
We've had a combined 24 turnovers so far between these two teams. Central Christian trying to build on a 4-point lead. Here's another runner in the lane, good, and Hudson Miller does it again. He has 8.
They must spend some time in their practices on that little runner, that little pull-up runner, because they can all shoot it, and they're pretty effective with it.
So back to the 2-3 zone. Good look here at Seth Bacon. He has not actually only scored 2. He shot a couple of threes here tonight. Entry pass underneath, and that'll be Ferrugia getting fouled. And the foul will go against Central Christian. Looks like a Josiah Riggins back in the lineup, and he is after that brief injury.
And that's good news for the Chargers.
Chargers continue to lead it by 6. This is Bacon. Ferrugia, they're going to go down low. Good triangle game here on the near side, but we've got another foul call, and this may go against Perry. Kyler Perry, the 5'11 freshman. Okay, so that is the case, so it'll be Perry picking up, I believe, number 1. 4th team foul now on the Chargers, and Ferrugia will inbound the basketball. Here's a 3 from the left side, good. Looked like that was Micah Robinson. And Robinson gets his first points. That ball off the bottom of the backboard, that could have been dangerous.
Yep. Yeah, it's a 2-2-1 press. They're trying to get that ball trapped on either side of the half-court line. Generally, those are the trap areas when you're implementing a 2-2-1.
Calmly hit that one. Nice shot there by Robinson. By the way, Central Christian with that turnover now 14 here in the first half. Purdue Poly with 11. So now the Lynx with the basketball, trying to and maybe tie this one with a 3.
They're screening the zone a little bit now, too. They're trying to get some different actions.
Robinson misses everything, got saved by the backboard there. Mahone with the basketball. Going to work in that high post once again. Shot is on the way, missed. Offensive rebound, put back. It's good, and give the point there to Nathan Mahone. He now has 6, chance for the three-point play. By the way, it's Micah Robinson who had missed that 3, but able to be kept alive by Mahone. Chance to tie the game, and he does.
That was a really strong offensive rebound and put back there from Mahone.
Under 3 minutes. This is Perry. Perry going through the defense. Passes off, and a foul call. That's going to put Riggins at the line. May have gotten away with a travel there, but nonetheless, he'll go to the line for 2 shots. Riggins to the line for the second time. He is now 1 of 2. Leads the team with 7. Chance to regain the lead here, and he's short on the free throw. Second free throw by Riggins. Missed them both. The rebound pulled down there by Garcia. So we stay at 19. Near steal. Here's Bacon. Purdue Poly moving the basketball back to Bacon. Lost it, diving on the floor on the near side, saving it from going out of bounds, but a turnover by Purdue Poly. In the lineup is Jordan Worthen, and then another turnover, number 15, back the other way. By the way, Jordan Worthen, a 5'8 freshman in the ball game for the first time. He wears number 10. And another turnover by Purdue Poly.
And that one there, Troy, was unforced. I mean, that wasn't even pressure defense. That kid's just got to slow down and make a better decision.
Another turnover this time by Perry. Back the other way. Layup good at the other end by Mahone.
And give Mahone credit for a kid who wasn't on the roster at the start of the week to come in and play this well. He's been a big-time spark plug for the Lynx tonight.
We're going to have another foul right here with the drive by Seth Bacon. I think they may have gotten 23, Braylon Davis. If it is Davis, that's his 3rd. It's going to be 21 instead. We're going to get Bacon to the line for 2 shots. And Purdue Poly Take another look at this one.
Yeah, Mahone just cut through that. They tried to cross-court pass. That's just against a press offense or press defense like that, you cannot throw the ball side to side.
So it was 23 Davis. Always go with your first instinct and the first call, right?
That's right. When you're running press offense, you got to have a guy behind the ball, a guy in the middle, and a guy up the sideline. That cross-court pass will never work against that defense.
And yet, how many times do you see it, right?
You see it a lot.
Another dangerous pass and another steal, this time by Jaden Barney, who's come into the ball game now for Purdue Poly. That is now 18 turnovers for Central. And they trail it by 4 with under 90 seconds remaining. Baseline drive, Garcia. Layup missed. Garcia with the offensive rebound stripped out of his hands. Chargers quickly back the other way. And what do we have here? Another foul call on the drive by Perry. Each team with 5, so we head to the free throw line, and this will be Kyler Perry's first trip. Needless to say, at this point, from a turnover standpoint and even a shooting standpoint, this has not been a pretty first half by either team. And now that I'd mentioned the free throws were falling early, now they're not. Central Christian's been on 19 for a while here.
Yeah, this has been a bit of a surge by Purdue Poly here in this second quarter.
Garcia with a rebound, and Purdue Poly with a minute to go. Shot on the way is going to be missed by Ferrugia. Chargers out on the run back the other way. Here's Perry, and then Perry driving and a foul call on the reach. They may get Jaden Barney for his first, and we will go back to the free throw line. So do you like this new rule? I know a lot of coaches think it's okay. Others not real crazy about it.
I think I like it from the standpoint if you have a team that gets in early foul trouble in the first or third quarter, it doesn't completely take you out of the game, right?
Right.
You know they reset. So if you get your seventh foul and there's a minute to go in the third quarter, well, they're shooting free throws the whole fourth quarter. So I think from that standpoint, it speeds the game up a little bit, I think, because there's less free throws, and it evens out the competitive edge that a team gets maybe by having that bonus early.
That is now 6 straight misses now by Central at the line, and driving is Bacon, and he's going to get fouled with 43.9. Central had the lead moments ago, and it is evaporated, and now they can't buy a free throw, and they're fouling at the other end of the floor as you see Bacon missing that shot but going to the free throw line.
They've taken half the threes they took in the first quarter. So obviously Coach Taylor and the Lynx made an adjustment, and they're being more aggressive going to the basket, and they're getting some easier shots, which is why they're scoring more points here in the second quarter and being more effective.
Now Bacon has the missed free throw disease going on. Let's see if he can connect on number 2. He does. Bacon now with 5 points. Press again. Good look here at Riggins across the timeline, under 40 seconds remaining. Here's Perry on the drive, floater no good, and Central Christian remains cold. And let's see if Purdue Poly plays for the final shot of this second quarter. And looks like Purdue Poly's going to get a timeout right here with 22.8 remaining. Purdue Poly leads it by 4.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Tonight's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Any use of audio, video without the expressed written permission of IndianaSRN and the IHSAA is strictly prohibited. Well, we're down to the final 22.8. Let's see what Purdue Poly is set up here. Well, I tell you what.
Well, They're coming out to trap the ball right there, Troy. They tried to take them out of their set.
We got a double foul, I believe, away from the basketball. Ferrugia down low. And looks like it may be, I don't know if that's number 2, which is Hudson Miller. And I believe it is.
It's all right. Right here they are. Let's see, they're fighting for position on that block. Yeah, they're both just trying to find the spot. That was a good call by the official.
So Ferrugia picks up his first. They'll spread the floor once again. Ferrugia for 3. The quick release, got it to go. His second three-pointer of the night. Down to 2 seconds to go. And then at midcourt, Riggins thought he got fouled. No whistle against Micah Robinson. And a great finish to the first half for Purdue Poly as Central Christian basically turnovers really killed them at the end of that first half.
Created extra possessions for the Lynx like we talked about, and then they stepped up and they stuck a couple big threes, but they also had 4 twos in that quarter. So they definitely made some changes and made some adjustments to get some easier buckets.
Yeah, you're talking about a 20-8 second quarter for Purdue Poly, so their offense really picking things up, hit free throws, and then again the turnover is the big key for Central Christian. We will come back and give you some of the numbers from this first half in just a few moments. Purdue Poly leads it 27-19.
Without the basket, the sport of basketball would just be ball, and no one wants to play with balls if baskets aren't involved. So in this video, we're going to go over the history and evolution of the basket. A little while back, we talked about the history of the ball, so you know where to go if you want to watch that video. This is a basket-only program. Basketball was invented in the winter of 1891. James Naismith wanted to invent a sport that can be played indoors during the winter time at YMCA, and so he did just that. He created the first basketball hoop with a broken peach basket that he placed 10 feet into the air. Why 10 feet, you might be wondering? Well, there's no significant reason for the sport itself. This was more so a coincidence, as he hung the peach baskets on the railing of the indoor running track at the YMCA gym in Springfield, Massachusetts, and that railing was 10 feet off the ground. Of course, that height stuck for the majority of its history, but what did change significantly is the basket. The baskets at or around this time had no hole and needed a ladder to be scooped out, or when they did add a hole a few years later, there was a tiny hole at the bottom that had to be poked out with a staff. By the year 1893, it was time to add a backboard, but the backboard was not invented for the players. It was invented to stop fans in the balcony from interfering with the ball. They were originally made out of chicken wire, so these weren't really effective for bank shots or rebounds. But that didn't stop players from trying to utilize the backboard, because on February 2nd in that same year, a box on the backboard was added, and this was used to assist players to aim towards the basket, but the chicken wire was starting to be an issue. So we fast forward to the start of the 20th century. The basket became a net, and in 1901, the net had a metal rim. But the net also had no bottom, so after every shot was made, someone had to come and poke the ball out. And man, what the heck is chicken wire still doing here? Thankfully, by the year 1904, wooden boards became mandatory. And finally, by the year 1906, the grand invention of cutting a hole at the bottom came into fashion, and we got the first tangible net with a solid backboard. In 1909, glass boards became more and more common, and this newfound strength slowly but surely led to something you may know as the dunk. By the year 1912, we finally got the iconic nylon net. So now when a shot is made, you can hear that crisp whooshing noise with that beautiful sound of a nothing but net basket. Now that's not why they were made. They weren't made to have an amazing noise. This design with the thick knots and the strong nylon just allowed the ball to fall directly in the center and not flop around after a score was made. As the sport of basketball became more and more popular, recreational and even professional sports leagues started to form. and these leagues wanted to create regulated dimensions for the backboard, backboard square, and rim. The NCAA and the NBA at the time thought it would be a great idea to have the same regulations. These regulations are a 6 feet wide and a 3.5 feet tall backboard. As for the square, it needs to be 24 inches wide and 18 inches tall. The line of the square needs to be 2 inches thick, and the square needs to be placed at the center above the rim. As for the rim needs to extend 6 inches from the backboard, and the front part of the rim must be 24 inches from the backboard, which leaves an 18-inch diameter for the ball to fall through. This was the norm for the main bulk of basketball history, but during the 1950s, it was not uncommon for the hoops to be 12 feet tall instead of 10, even in the NBA. In 1954, the Hawks and Lakers played a game with 12-foot rims, and you can thank this achievement to NBA legend George Mikan. He was so good at the game, the league wanted to make it more of a challenge for him. But only the opposite happened. The shorter players had an even harder time scoring, and Mikan had no problem scoring on 12 feet. So the hoop returned to its 10 feet standard. Beyond that point, the hoop stayed relatively the same, but a lot of power dunkers kept breaking the hoops with their amazing dunks. So around the 80s, hydraulic systems were implemented into the hoop, so if they do crash, the hoop would come down slowly. This was a nice idea until a man named Shaquille O'Neal came to town. In 1993, Shaq was busting these hydraulic hoops, so the NBA had to weld the hoops from the base to be even stronger. And now the hoops are almost indestructible, but every now and then we get some power dunkers to damage these hoops. For example, DeAndre Jordan was able to bend the rim, and Dwight Howard was able to knock the shot clock off of its balance. But beyond that, it is getting harder and harder to break a modern NBA hoop. Maybe Zion Williamson might have the Hulk-like strength to force the next evolution in hoop strength, but until then, this has been the evolution and history of the basketball hoop.
Back here at Central Christian, halftime. Right now, 27-19 is your halftime score. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Wheeler Mission Thrift Store. So when you need shopping, you're not going to buy a purse or an end table and plan to refinish. You're providing critical funds that help men, women, and children get back on their feet. Your purposeful purchase provides help and hope. Be the first to snag a deal. Stop by at 8640 East 96th Street in Indianapolis, Wheeler Mission Thrift Store. All right, Coach, it's what you would consider an interesting first half. Let's start first off with Purdue Poly. They were down by 4 at one point. They come out for some reason. I mean, they started going inside a little bit more, got to the free throw line a lot. They outscored Central Christian 20-8 in that second quarter. They just looked like a much different team than they did in the first.
Absolutely. Coach Taylor made some adjustments there after the end of the first quarter, and they started running some inside screens. They started hitting the high post. They just started using a lot more of their offense than just the perimeter, reverse the ball 2 or 3 times and shoot a 3. And it was effective because they actually were 2 for 7 in that second quarter, which isn't great, but it's not 1 for 12, which we saw in the first quarter.
Talk about some of the numbers. Of course, we'll run down the scoring here a little bit from a shooting standpoint and such here. First off, Purdue Poly, and then talk about Central Christian.
When you look at Purdue Poly, they were 3 of 19, but like we said, that was 2 of 7 in the second quarter, so that was a little bit better. They were 7 of 9 from the free throw line, which is outstanding at 78%. And then they were plus 7 on the offensive rebounds and plus 9 total on the boards overall. So they clearly won the battle of the boards in that first half. And when you consider they had 4 less turnovers than did the Chargers, they had 11 extra possessions. And in a game that's 27-19, that's a lot of extra possessions. So I think that those were the big stats for the Purdue Poly Lynx.
And then, of course, when you look at the other side, Central Christian just went cold in period number 2.
Yeah, and they're just not giving themselves enough opportunities. I mean, they shot over 50% from the field in the first half. That's good enough to win a lot of games.
Yeah.
But they're just not, with the 18 turnovers, they're just not giving themselves enough opportunities. And then when they did get the ball in there and get fouled, they went 3 of 10 from the foul line at 30%, which I guarantee you, Coach Kenny, they practice enough free throws during the week that he's expecting them to shoot at a higher percentage than 30%.
Here's how the first half scoring went for Purdue Poly. They were led by Ferrugia with 6 points. I take that back. Nathan Mahone had 9. All of those 9 coming in that second quarter. Ferrugia had 6, 5 by Bacon, 3 points by Robinson, 2 points by Murphy, and 2 by Garcia. By the way, Murphy got in some foul trouble. He had 3 fouls in that first half. He had to sit quite a bit. We'll see if they can get him back in pretty quick here in the third. On the other side, Josiah Riggins, 7 points. Hudson Miller had 8. They're their 2 leading scorers. They had 15 of their 19. Braylon Davis had 2, and Kyler Perry finished with 2 as well. So they're going to have to find somebody else besides Miller and Riggins to step up for them in the scoring department if they plan on getting back in this game.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. And we mentioned it earlier, but with Baker being out, he's a big part of their offense. And so somebody's got to step in there and fill his shoes a little bit and also help out Riggins and Miller.
And when you talk about the rebounding, we mentioned that would be one of the keys right now. And we saw that when you mentioned the offensive rebounding numbers for Purdue Poly just moments ago. That was one of the keys to the beginning because there's no size here for Central Christian. They're running that 2-3 zone. They're going to have to keep everybody packed in a little bit.
Yeah, and when you're playing a 2-3 zone, you don't have a man to block out necessarily. You're blocking out an area, so you have to go find a man to block out. And Central Christian did not do a great job of that in that first half.
How important is it now for Central to Christian to really get off to a good start? Because you got outscored 20-8 in that second quarter. Nothing went right. They've got to be really thinking we've got to get off to a good start.
Absolutely. And when you've got young players who haven't had success yet,
yeah,
that can compound itself really quickly. So, yes, Central Christian needs to get out to a good start here and get themselves back in this game.
So it will be Purdue Poly basketball to begin this third quarter. We are underway. Nathan Mahone will be working the point now for the Lynx. And you notice there again the Chargers back in that 2-3 zone. This is Garcia on the near side.
Purdue Poly is so much more patient.
Yeah, they certainly are. There's a 3 by Bacon missed. Rebound there by Miller.
He missed that shot, but they got the ball in the high post. They got reversed 2 or 3 times. That's much better offense.
And Miller drives to the basket. He'll go to the line for the first time. So good start here for the Chargers here in the third. You mentioned earlier as you see the rebound here, but 3 of 10 from the free throw line for Central Christian in the first half. They'll have to improve that.
Absolutely. If they're going to get back in this game, they'll have to improve from the foul line.
Well, there you go. That's step number 1. That's now 9 for Miller. Coming into the lineup now for Purdue Poly will be Darian Brunson.
It can be just as contagious for a team to start making them as it is when you're missing. So that's something they can easily turn around quickly.
Boy, and sometimes so much of that is a mental thing, isn't it?
It absolutely is. When you see your teammates miss and each one makes a little bit more nervous, a little bit more nervous. But when they're all going in, you think you're going to gives you all the confidence in the world.
Ferrugia misses. Garcia, the tip up, gets another offensive rebound, gets tied up underneath. And the jump ball will go over to Central.
That's what I talked about. If in that last possession right there, Troy, they're trying to jump with Purdue Poly instead of find a man and block them out. And that's just not going to be effective for them at their size. They've got to find a body, get a body on a body, and box them out.
Yeah, Garcia's been very effective underneath tonight for Purdue Poly. Trap in the backcourt, ball loose, and we have another jump ball. And Purdue Poly, that pressure now really giving the Chargers some issues.
It is. So you slow down, reverse the ball, get the ball in the middle of the court, and then get the ball up the sideline. They're trying to go too quickly and make the difficult pass. Just make the easy play.
Ferrugia for 3, his third three-pointer. He has 9. Lead at 9 is their biggest, and that certainly you have to think about a turnover right there, and definitely by Hudson Miller. You might get away with that in the NBA, but not here today.
No, that was a clear carry. That's the right call by the official. And again, that's just they had their press offense set up. He had a kid open in the middle of the court. He's just over-dribbling, just a young kid getting ahead of himself, trying to do too much.
Saw that 3 by Ferrugia. By the way, out of the ball game now, Braylon Davis for Central Christian. Ferrugia again kind of fading away on that shot. Another offensive rebound by Garcia. The miss tipped off the backboard, and Here come the Chargers back the other way. The drive down the lane, scoop shot missed by Riggins. So the Lynx back once again on offense. Ferrugia didn't like that side, so it comes to this side. This is Bacon. The drive, shot missed. Tip out Garcia. In the lane, and this one rolls off the rim as another tough shot attempt by Mahone. Ball loose on the floor here on the near side, almost another turnover. And what do we have here? A traveling call down on the baseline. There's another turnover. Already 3 turnovers by Central here in the third quarter.
We talked about that coming out of halftime, how important that was. They can't give up those possessions where they're empty and they're not getting shots or opportunities for points.
So Purdue Poly trying to build on a 9-point lead.
That's a nice set right there from Coach Taylor. They had that big guy come in and set an inside screen, and he dove to the bucket. The pass was probably a little bit low, and he kind of fumbled around his feet there and traveled trying to pick it up.
Of course, get those big guys in traffic like that. They don't want to put that ball on the floor.
They don't want it at their feet either. They want you to throw it up at their hands where they can just keep it high and get it up on the backboard.
Foul call here on Purdue Poly. That'll be their first or second. That'll be number 2 now of this third quarter. Shot fake by Perry. The drive and a air ball. Here's Mahone. Mahone, the drive, and does he get the charge here? Yep, offensive foul against Mahone.
And that's the second one tonight taken by Davis. That kid's not afraid to stick his body in there. Good for him. Credit to him. That was a nice charge to take there.
Here's another look at it.
Oh, yeah, he's set. Good call by the official. He was there and ready.
Yeah, Braylon was out for just a moment. Trapped on the sideline as Riggins gets rid of it. Central is they're really struggling a lot against this press. And here's Davis once again in a foul call. That'll be number 20, which is Darian Brunson. These, by the way, and you look at it from an official standpoint, these are tough to call. I mean, it's not clean basketball. Sometimes you see some things and your mind probably plays a little trick on you because you can't believe you saw it. It's hard.
It's hard. And when the ball's exchanging hands so quickly from side to side, it's hard to, it's hard to keep up and hard to be in the right position as an official.
Davis gets another one as the free throw woes continue for Central, but he gets number 2. So far, Central Christian just 3 free throws here in the third quarter.
They're going to get more opportunities because every common foul by Purdue Poly, the rest of the way is free throws for the Chargers.
4 turnovers in the second half already by Purdue Poly. The drive by Davis, saved from going out of bounds, and getting the loose basketball, laying it in, will be Riggins.
They got that good start they were looking for, Troy. They've cut the lead to 6.
So 30-24. The shot missed by Mahone from 3, 1 and done. Here come the Chargers back the other way. Well, I tell you what, he got about a step away where he wanted to be on that layup as Miller missed it. Mahone back the other way and a blocking foul called against the Chargers. They called that foul. I believe it's going to go against Hudson Miller.
He wasn't set that time on the Mahone drive. That time he was able to draw the block. Yeah, he was going down before the contact came. He tried to sell that one.
Yeah, actually Davis.
That was Davis again, yeah.
Free throw missed by Mahone. That's his first miss of the night. He's trying to get into double figures here this evening. He has 9. Second free throw is missed. And coming away with it will be Miller. Miller in the lane, has his shot blocked, able to get it back, missed it again, and we've got another jump ball. And possession arrow is going to stay right here. Drive on the baseline. Shot good. Nice play there by Kyler Perry.
Yeah, good drive on the baseline there and kind of slid over and squared his shoulders, was able to avoid the contact and get the ball up on the glass.
Purdue Poly only 3 points, and we're about halfway through this third quarter, so now they've gone on the cold side of things.
They need a good offensive possession here.
Garcia gives it up now to Robinson. Inside back to Garcia, and there you go.
There you go. Really good basket cut by Garcia. Got it up on the glass. Nice pass.
Garcia now with 4, the lead back to 6. There's your trap once again, and the pass goes way behind Miller. And I wish you could see, wish we had a talent cam in the studio right now, because I guarantee your reaction was priceless.
You don't leave your feet to pass, and you especially don't leave your feet to pass when you're being trapped.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that's the reason why I don't have any hair, Troy.
Me neither. Timeout on the floor, 32-26.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374. They can offer you a career as an iron shipbuilder, blacksmith, or general helper. For more information, contact the International Brotherhood of Boilermakers at 219-845-1065. Boy, some costly turnovers tonight by Central Christian. The press put on again by Purdue Poly, and that pass going wide, and there's another one.
Okay. I didn't know if that was maybe a deflection on the baseline there, but no, it wasn't.
Well, as you look at how Central's got to attack that press, I think the bottom line is, like you've talked about, you can't dribble through it. You've got to find a way to pass over it.
They just need to slow down and pass. And, well, that's a big-time three for Purdue Poly.
Yeah, Seth Bacon hits the three.
Yeah, you'll see when they set up their press offense here, Troy, you'll see they'll get a guy in the middle, they'll get a guy on the reversal, and they'll get a guy up the lane. There's no reason to dribble. There's 4 cutting across there. There you go. That's much better.
Yeah.
Slow down. Coach probably talked to him in that timeout. Let your offensive press offense work for you.
Miller got trapped. The kick out to Perry. Well, you're going to throw it down there. All those bodies down there. Looks like we had another jump ball, and it'll go back over to Purdue Poly. There's the three. Well, right now, Central Christian, their own worst enemy at this point.
They had a nice start to the quarter, and now Purdue Poly's kind of pushed back here a little bit.
Another offensive rebound. Here's Bacon again for three. Can't get the roll. Chargers basketball. Look at Hudson Miller. Back the other way. This three is good. That one went in and out, but finally goes down there for Kyler Perry. Well, they're not out of it. I mean, you're only down by 6.
Absolutely. Both teams have been able to find some scoring here in this third quarter.
This is Bacon. Nice pass underneath and missing the shot. Mahone had a pretty good look at it. Maybe not a great angle right there, but it was really one you thought he could have made.
Yeah, that's one you need to finish. That was a really nice pass from Bacon.
Miller, the feed down low, missed shot. And Central Christian comes up empty.
Same thing on that end for the Chargers. That was a really nice pass for Miller down to Worthen. He's got to make that play right there.
Ferrugia misses. Offensive rebound put back good by Garcia. Garcia now with 6 all in the second half. Lead back to 8. The drive by Riggins. He's on the floor. He missed the shot, got it back, and then gives it off to Worthen for 2. Wasn't pretty, but they got 2 points.
They made it. They found a way to make it work.
Garcia again down low, and he's proving to be a difference here in the third.
Absolutely. Nice pass from Mahone. Just drove it down there and just found him on that left block, and he got it up off the glass for 2.
7 turnovers in the second half now by Central Christian. They have 25 on the night. You're taking a look at that play right there.
I'm not sure you can shoot the ball to yourself, Troy. I think the officials might have missed that one.
Yeah, well.
Nobody's perfect.
Like I said earlier, maybe they just can't believe what I'm seeing. Here's another 3 by Bacon.
Bacon's their leading scorer, and he was quiet in that first half, but he's come out in this third quarter and made put his stamp on this game.
11 now for Seth Bacon. The lead at 11 once again. Drive baseline by Miller, feeds it underneath, and saved from going out of bounds on the far side by Robinson. Under a minute to go, and this one is going to be tipped out of bounds, last touched by Purdue Poly. If you're around the Central Christian Gymnasium, they have one more game to go after this one. There's a drive. Nice shot there by Riggins. He has 11.
It's been his bread and butter all evening. Getting that ball into the paint, getting his right hand scoring.
Lead at 9. Here we go, Bacon again. He's feeling it.
He is. And he wasn't real aggressive from 3 in
No.
that first half. He didn't shoot that many, but he's found his stroke for sure in this third quarter.
14 now by Bacon, all 9 points in this third coming from three-point range. There's another turnover by Central Christian. They got it under 10 moments ago. Clock running out here in the third quarter. Nice play there underneath by Murphy.
If I'm Coach Taylor, I'm imploring my team at this time, at the end of this quarter here, just to keep getting the ball in that low post. They score every time or get a good shot. They just got to be patient, and then if they don't have anything, then kick it out and take that 3.
After 3, Purdue Poly leads it by 14.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group. They're building better futures one store at a time. They have locations in Indy, Zionsville, Anderson, Columbus, and Lafayette. For more information, give them a call at 317-472-7600. And a reminder, you can re-watch this game 30 minutes after the completion of this one here tonight on IndianaSRN. The drive and the shot short by Miller. And the rebound pulled down by Murphy.
And we got a 14-point game now, Troy. The Chargers had a cut to 6, and then Bacon got loose on him. There he is again.
Bacon missing the 3. I think he shoots better on the other side, doesn't he, Coach?
Yeah. Those 3 on the right wing went in.
I'd go right back over there again. Right now, Central Christian, I did not think that there was any way Purdue Poly, they were about halfway through that fourth quarter. Here's a quick 3 the other way and missed. I didn't think they were going to get to 20 for sure, 20 points in that quarter. But somehow they did.
They did. Well, when you hit 3 threes, that'll help. But they also were getting the ball in the low post like we talked about at the end of the quarter, and they were having a lot of success down there scoring.
Bacon in the corner. This 3 is no good by Robinson. Here comes Riggins, and Riggins fouled out front. That'll go against Garcia. You know, the game of basketball has changed a lot because of the three-point line. I always have a big concern. I mean, there's a big difference between shooting the three and making the three, and sometimes teams just get in love with shooting those three-pointers.
Well, I used to have a saying when I coached, Troy, like, I don't need shooters, I need makers, as you just alluded to. And if you've got a lot of shooters and not very many makers, you can have some long nights.
Yeah. Looks like we got a foul call once again. I actually went to the Butler, Ohio women's basketball game today, okay? I must have watched Ohio shoot so many threes I couldn't believe, and they weren't making them, and yet they just kept shooting them. And I'm sitting there looking at it going, what? Why don't they do something else? You know, it kind of, as I guess kind of an old-timer, it kind of drives me nuts. If you're not hitting it, you better find another way to score.
And Purdue Poly did that. Credit to them.
Here is Davis. I'm not so sure sometimes that as much as the three enhances the game, I think that thing ought to be moved back a little bit in the high school ranks too. Make college and high school the same distance. I'll tell you about some of the other changes I'll be making in sports when I become emperor, okay?
I get you. I understand. A lot of that's due to Steph Curry's influence on the game.
Yep. Chuck knows about a lot of my changes that will be coming. Here's Bacon, another three. See, he likes it over there.
Right wing. You called it, Troy. That's 4 threes in the second half from Bacon. He has really taken this game over.
This is Riggins. He dribbles through the defense, nearly turned it over. Perry, good. Perry, and by the way, having a nice second half. He has 7 in the second half, 9 overall. Problem is they're going to probably start pressing as on the other side, Bacon can't get the roll. But again, Central's probably going to think about pressing themselves at some point. There's a drive down the lane, and Miller goes to the line.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Coach Kenny's going to have to try to create some extra possessions at some point if he's going to get back from being down 14. This is a good way to start, though. Score when the clock's not running.
You want a shot clock in high school basketball?
No.
No?
But I'm old school, Troy. I admit it. The only reason, here's my reason why, because it can level the playing field for teams that don't have as much talent.
Yeah.
If you have a shot clock, that goes away. So that's the only reason why. I think at the high school level it gives those teams a chance to possess the ball longer, shorten the game. But for the kids that do transition to the college level, I think it would be a good thing for them to start learning that style sooner.
Yeah. Yeah, I see a lot of freshmen who cover the IHSAA, and they do struggle a little bit knowing that thing's coming down close.
Sure.
You know, kind of have a tendency to panic a little bit until they get used to it.
I'm sure you will see it probably.
Yeah. Timeout on the floor, 50-36.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We never really realize how much we depend on electricity until the power goes out. Get those lights back on when you choose the certified electricians at Bertner Electric Incorporated. Locally owned and operated, we are a member of the Better Business Bureau and provide only the highest quality of customer service. For more information, give us a call today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
It'll be Purdue Poly basketball, leading this one by 14 as we come up on the 6-minute mark. Firing from the corner, hitting the three. That'll be Jaden Barney, his first points of the night.
I think that's one of those no, yes, if you're a coach. That kid hasn't attempted a shot all night. The first one he takes is a three, but, hey, he got it to go in.
So now the press put on again. Let's see how the Chargers handle it. Again, too much dribbling in the backcourt. They're at least, you're probably looking at a 10-second call right here, and it was. Take another look at the three, Coach.
Just swung it from the right wing down to that, left wing to that left baseline. He was ready. He stuck it. Give the kid credit.
Central Christian now with 9 turnovers here in the second half. That's now 27 on the night. Open three from the elbow. That one is good, and now everybody hitting the threes as Mahone gets in the act. That's his first three. Good look here at Davis, and a foul call will go underneath.
And all of a sudden, we've got a 20-point game. That happened pretty quickly.
It did. Yeah, we just talked about, Central hanging in there, and they were still in the ball game. But again, the turnovers are hurting them, and again, the hot shooting now by Purdue Poly here in the second half. Off the inbound, a three back the other way by Perry's no good. Ferrugia with a rebound.
And with their size, they just can't create enough extra possessions off the offensive glass, at least not yet. Now they're going to go to a trapping defense here.
Here's Bacon. Missed it. Another offensive rebound by Garcia. No, that's actually going to be Barney. And then the three out front's going to be missed. Rebounded by Bacon. Jump ball, and the possession arrow goes the other way. Looked like it might have been Robinson who'd missed that three originally from the top. There they break the press on the pass. Exactly what you were talking about. The drive, and Riggins will go to the line.
Yeah, they just got to slow down and read the defense a little bit, find the open areas, and they've had more success in the second half breaking that pressure.
This is Riggins on the drive right there. By the way, Riggins 11 points. 9 points tonight by Perry. Those are the two leading scorers for Central. 17 by Bacon, 12 by Mahone.
This is going to be a big part of the game here for the Chargers. They've got to make sure they cash in these free throws if they're going to get back in this game, and they're going to have lots of opportunities because every foul the rest of the way is going to be 2 free throws.
Not a single foul yet here in this quarter by Central, but again already 5 by Purdue Poly.
Purdue Poly may want to pull back and play a half-court defense. That'll should reduce the number of fouls if they're not pressing.
We have another timeout on the floor, this time Purdue Poly, 56-38.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Piper Logistics. They specialize in everything from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. 3 service, 1 solution. They do it all. For further information, give them a call at 317-396-1023.
And the Chargers are in a 2-2-1 press of their own now. And Purdue Poly turned the ball over. Unfortunately, they
give it right back.
Gave it right back.
That is now 28 for Central Christian, 19 by Purdue Poly.
Great press offense by Purdue Poly there. 2 passes, and they're right into their offense.
This is Seth Bacon. Well, they can kind of slow things down here, too. You talk about going to the other end and maybe playing a little zone at the other end. You can do this as well.
Coach has got him spread out here. He's obviously told him to try to work clock and get the ball inside for an easy layup or free throws.
And get out of that corner. Coming up on 4 minutes remaining here in this fourth quarter. Purdue Poly trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. That's going to be a moving screen. Yeah.
And that will not be free throws, as we discussed in the first half. Player control fouls do not result in free throws.
That is considered a turnover.
It is, yes.
And so now Purdue Poly's hit 20. Still an 18-point lead. And Chargers turn it over yet again. Back the other way. Layup good at the other end by Mahone.
And they have stopped pressing now, Trey, as you look as they're falling back into the half court. Good adjustment by Coach Taylor there, recognizes his team was in foul trouble, and he made an adjustment.
20-point lead. This is Davis. Blocked there by Ferrugia. And I think that actually went right back into the hands of Davis, and he stepped out of bounds.
He was out of bounds, yep. Blocked it, and he hit him right in the hands, but he was out of bounds. Purdue Poly ball.
See a little pressure put together here by Perry as Purdue Poly able to get it across the midcourt line with 3.5 minutes remaining.
They're definitely being very, very patient at this point now. You can tell that's the instruction they've gotten from their coach.
Yeah, and Central Christian, by the way, just one basket so far here in the fourth quarter. Here's Ferrugia. He didn't get the memo, apparently. And the long rebound, Central out on the run. Here is Miller. And Miller lost it. And that'll be another turnover there for Central. And we have a foul called against Central Christian.
Yeah, that's just an ill-advised three in the corner. And you'll notice that Mr. Ferrugia has taken a seat on the bench. Coach Taylor just set him out of the game to have that conversation with him, I'm sure.
I guarantee he won't do it in the next game.
No, well, sometimes when you got young players, that's how you have to explain it to them. They have to come out of the game. They have to understand if I've got us into some sort of spread offense and I'm wanting to run a clock, I don't need a 3 up 20 with 3 minutes to go.
Uh-oh. Here's another one on the way and missed this time by Brunson.
Yeah, and that's the kid I believe that just checked in for Ferrugia.
Okay, so he didn't get the memo either.
Well, Coach Taylor's he's trying. You got to give him credit.
Yep. Davis on the drive. It'll be on the floor. Well, you know what they say about freshmen. The best thing is they become sophomores, right?
Yep. That is a great saying. And for both of these teams, these kids at least, they're getting a lot of in-game experience. It'll pay off down the road for them.
Here's Davis at the line. I know when Keith was playing, when he was a senior, they were just glad that he was ready to graduate. You know, they wanted to get him out of the program as fast as they could. So Howell High School was powerful back then as long as he wasn't playing. So. Keith liked to shoot the 3, but only in practice as they let him do it. So.
You're not getting anything out of me, Troy. You keep on
you
keep on digging that hole yourself.
Go ahead and say something, Coach. Go ahead. It's okay.
2-2-1 press here from the Chargers.
58-40.
Oh.
Ooh.
And there again, he just start dribbling. I mean, they had 2 good passes. They don't need that. Just move the ball.
Have to get it across the timeline. Finally do. Here we go again. Brunson this time says, you know what, I missed the last one, but now I'm getting into the act.
Hang in there with me, Coach. I'll make it up to you.
That's right. Coming up on 2 minutes. This is Davis on the drive. And on that end of the floor, too, you're thinking, there's no need to foul, guys. I mean, if that's a pretty tough shot by Davis, let him shoot it.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. You're up 21 points with 2 minutes. That kid's going in, and he's driving in. He's left his feet. He's kind of falling away, throwing up a right-hand runner. I just live to fight another day. Don't stop the clock and give him a chance to score with.
A lot of players think they're Dikembe Mutombo. They can block everything, right?
You know, I've had a lot of those conversations through the years.
Oh, they did call it a 2. So let's go back to Brunson's 3. It was actually called a 2, so he must have been on the line.
That's why he didn't come out of the game, because it was a 2.
That's right.
Not a 3, see?
Though he still shot it kind of quick.
He did.
So we'll give him half of it there. Missed free throw shot put up by Riggins. And Purdue Poly will get it back with a 20-point lead. So Central will go into the losers bracket. Barney missed the shot there. Here's Miller. So Miller back to the free throw line. Central is going to play the loser of the next game. That one next game's probably not going to start till after 9 o'clock. Free throw missed by Miller. Second free throw is on the way and no good. Don't forget, tomorrow we have Ron Colley and Garin Catholic. That'll be a 7:30 tip-off. There it is right there from Garin Catholic High School. Should be an interesting matchup there.
Much better by Garcia there. No dribble, just pass it, led right to an easy layup. That was much better press offense by Garcia.
Brunson now with 4. Drive down the lane, left-hand shot. Nice shot by Riggins. He's played well tonight.
Yes,
15 points. Mentioned Bacon leading all scores with 17 for Purdue Poly. Mahone finishing with 14 tonight. Shots missed inside as Barney can't get it to go. And another foul at the other end of the floor. We may never get done, Coach.
Well, that was an obvious one there. I mean, that was, he went down, almost tackled him.
If you think about it, and again, I know when you talk about young players, if you get them to thinking, okay, you're up by 20, minute to go, there's no way you're going to lose this game. If he scores, no big deal. You're still up by 18. Take the ball, go out, and you run out clock, right?
Absolutely. And that's why he called him over. I mean, he just called him over to talk to him. He tried to jump up and block shot like you were referring to earlier, and he's just staying there with his hands up, and if it goes in, it goes in. Take a ball out and run some clock on the other end.
Riggins will get another one. 1 of 2. By the way, they've missed 2, 4, 6, 8 free throws here in the fourth quarter. They've had a tough night from the free throw line. Here's another 3 on the way, and I tell you what, Brunson's feeling it too.
Indeed he is.
That net needs to be changed. It's got hung up 3 times. That's okay if you want to stop a fast break, but most teams don't like that, do they?
No.
Here's a 3 back the other way, and a miss by Perry.
I think we can put it in our hip pocket now.
Yep. Think about your next game. No need to foul here. You tell your players just to back away. And you see Purdue Poly, they can just spread the floor here. Again, get out of that corner. 24 seconds to go.
You don't want your kids to ever quit, but at the same time, I mean, when there's 18 seconds and you're down 20 points, I mean, it's kind of hard. It just been my experience. Just put the ball on your hip, wait there's about 3 seconds left, hand to the official, and get ready to play again tomorrow.
That's right. By the way, Riggins will lead the Chargers with 16 points tonight. New player in number 25, Malachi Coffer, for Purdue Poly. And we're down to our final 2 seconds to go, and this one in the books. Purdue Poly picking up the win tonight, 65-43. With that win, Purdue Poly will snap a 3-game losing streak. They will go into the winner's bracket. Now we mentioned Central Christian losing tonight. They will play the loser the next game, but they've got some things to work on. Again, a young basketball team. The turnovers hurt them tonight. The rebounding hurt them tonight. And the free throws, those are 3 of the big areas.
Yeah, and then Bacon just took over the game in the second half. I mean, he asserted his will on that game. He was real quiet in that first half, and he came out, and the same things that gave him troubles, the turnovers, the rebounding you mentioned, and the free throws, and then Bacon's shooting. It was too much for Central Christian tonight.
And Purdue Poly, as they move on, they've got some things to work on, but if they can shoot like they did in the second half, they'll be all right.
Well, they found something tonight with Mahone for sure, right? That's a kid who hadn't played any varsity basketball this year, and he had a great game for them. So if the other kids get healthy, maybe, you don't know how far away they are, maybe they can find something and then have a little run in this tournament.
All right, that will do it from Central Christian here in the Holiday Classic. Purdue Poly wins it 65-43. Thanks to the entire crew. Thank you for joining us right here on IndianaSRN.